I have tried to treat you all as adults, but obviously I am the only adult here. Number 1, inverted penis.
Welcome to Black Irish Podcast. Hey there, and welcome to an all-new episode of Black Irish Podcast with myself, Brendan McCorkle, and Mike on the mic, Crawford. What's up, buddy? How's it going?
What up, my guy? How you doing? It's looking a little rough over here. I'm not seeing you, but...
Oh, me too, dude. I'm scraggly, but it's only because we're about to go on vacation, and it's about to be my wife's birthday, so I'm like, I'm going to get cleaned up proper this weekend before we go. I'm going to go, shout out to my boy Blake the Barber. I'm going to go see him on Sunday. Saturday?
Shout
Saturday.
out to Blake the Barber, man.
Blake the Barber. Not to be confused with Benny the Butcher. Very different. Very different.
Unless Blake wants to butcher people, I'm not obliged. I mean, I'm not totally against that.
I don't know. Depends who it is. Oh, yeah, I'm feeling better. I'm feeling better. So I wanted to talk to you about something. Do you remember when I was like, hey, for the cheat day of pain, we went to the racetrack and I coughed something up and I was like, oh, that was weird.
Yeah.
So little backstory is I had something in my throat. I was drinking like a frozen lemonade and I coughed something up and it was like a weird, it was hard, but it had a little bit of give to it and it looked like a rock, but I wasn't sure what it was. It was definitely something exotic. It was something foreign, not supposed to be in my body. So I'm bringing this up to tell you that I think that was lodged in my sinuses all these years. I think it may have been a piece of metal, like a piece from like a job site or something like that was lodged in my sinuses, because since that has come up, like I can breathe better, and like it was one of those things where I got a sinus infection and it kind of like everything finally came out for the first time in a long time. And then it was like, oh, my throat hurt, but I thought it was just like, I was coughing up a little bit of blood here and there, but I was like, oh, it's just like irritated. It's like rubbing the top of a scab, that's just, price of doing business. But then that thing came out and it was like, hey, Bob's your uncle. Like, things are just better now. Like, my throat's much clearer. My sinuses, I can still breathe. Like, I have bad allergies, or my allergies can get a little rough. But other than that, like, I think something has been lodged in my sinuses for almost a decade or something like that. And it finally came out.
You still should have seen a doctor with yourself.
No, I think the moral of the story is don't go to the doctor. Like, you'll be fine eventually.
No. That's not.
Yeah. Don't waste your time or your money or to go see those kooks.
No. People don't listen to this guy.
They're just gonna give you antibiotics and send you home. They don't know.
Antibiotics work.
No, they don't. Not to clear out metal in your sinuses. Like, they don't do a good enough job. So it's not even. I don't think it's worth it going for stupid shit.
Because you're assuming that it was metal in your sinuses. You don't have any proof of that, bro.
I do have proof. I coughed it up and touched it for about 5 minutes. And I'm pretty sure, like, after thinking about it, like, it was hard, but had a little give. Yeah, that's aluminum. And being around aluminum studs and all that kind of stuff, like on job sites forever, it could easily have been that.
It could have been that. I'm not saying it couldn't have been, but there's no facts to this. All right. This is just all conjecture.
Is this the fucking dinosaur argument all over again? We got to bring this bullshit up?
We're not going to bring up the dinosaur.
We are going to bring it up right now because the people need to know, because we got a lot of new people listening and watching, Mike. So thank you to everybody.
Answer me this. Have you ever seen a dinosaur? Yourself, have you ever seen a dinosaur?
I have not.
Okay, then. So there's nothing to argue about.
I also haven't seen shark. I know those are real.
You've seen a shark before.
I have not seen a shark face to face. I have not seen a shark face to face.
But you've been outside the water and seen a shark in the water, fin up in the water. Like, you've seen that. You know they exist.
Okay. Well, there's a lot of exotic animals that I've never seen that I know exist.
Well,
some of which are extinct. But we, like, some of which, I remember that there are certain endangered species that like 1 or 2 of them died when I was a kid and like became extinct, and it was a thing that we were taught about in school.
You talking about like a cuckoo bird or something like that? Guess what? You can still find video of that somewhere. Show me the video of a dinosaur.
It's on Apple TV Plus right now. It's called Prehistoric Planet, you motherfucker.
There weren't even cameras, so that's not real.
Okay, it's reenactment though, you know, like
reenactment.
Hey, listen, I've never been to the La Brea tar pits, but I hear that there's dinosaur bones there. What if we go when you come to Cali? We're gonna go. Why are you rolling your eyes about dinosaur bones?
I'm not rolling my eyes because I'm a grown man and I don't roll my eyes. I'm just going to like look up in the sky because there's a place where there's dinosaur bones just there and nobody found them yet. There are people that do this for a living.
Yes.
And yet you on our podcast can tell me there are dinosaurs somewhere that these archaeologists haven't found and dug up yet, and you think we're gonna
maybe not. I don't know. Maybe they've done it all. They found it all. Maybe they haven't. I don't know. But I also know that,
or like, maybe it's make believe.
Okay, but what about like in ancient Egypt when they have like all these tombs that they uncovered that nobody knew about, and then it was like, oh, this is a real thing. The stories about this pharaoh, maybe they're true, maybe they're not true, but something was definitely here and did this. You have none of that when it comes to dinosaurs.
People. Yeah. There were people there to bury them. Who's burying a dinosaur? Tell me, who buried the
Nobody.
dinosaur?
They fall over and fucking decay.
They fall over and decay and die, and because all of them fall over and decay and die, why? So the ones...
Because dinosaurs aren't walking around cleaning up fucking dinosaur bones. Like humans do that. That's a weird thing that humans do, is they go around and clean up old skeletons.
Yeah, because there's someone that get paid.
Whether it's human or animal, humans have decided they want all bones off the ground. Okay.
Yes, because someone is paid to do that, and then someone wants to bury that person.
But that being said, all the other
ain't nobody trying to bury the dinosaur, bro. Like
exactly,
no funeral exactly.
For the animals, dinosaurs.
He wasn't nobody's pet.
Nobody gives a shit about bones except for humans. Is my point. Like everybody else can just walk over an old skeleton and be like, yeah, that guy was fucking done. But humans have this weird thing where we don't like death, so we got to pick it up all the time. People leave rocks on the ground all the fucking time. Why can't you leave a dead carcass? Bones, it's fine. You know what I mean?
Because you shouldn't leave a dead carcass on the ground. That's someone's family that might want to say, all right.
What if it's an animal, though? You can't leave animal bones on the ground?
Well, you can, but you have to find out. So that means you're going to have to pick them up anyway. So you might as well put them somewhere.
And why couldn't dinosaurs just have had nobody maintaining their carcasses? And they just eliminated, and then Earth just kept being fucking Earth and covered them up.
Where are they? What do you mean covered them up? Where are you covering them up? They were taller.
With more Earth. Not when you're dead. You're dead and decay, and the Earth grows and uses your body as nutrients. What?
What are you talking about? Why ain't none of them live?
I don't know, Mike. I'm not a fucking scientist.
Because there's no explanation, because this is not real.
Listen, buddy. Listen, I think we're getting into the dinosaur weeds here. I'm just trying to say,
it's make believe. You took us down this road. And
you think dragons and dinosaurs are the same fucking thing?
Dragons and dinosaurs are both make believe. So you can believe that dinosaurs, these huge animals who walked around and could dominate the whole earth. Like, who was gonna make a Tyrannosaurus Rex leave the earth?
That thing couldn't. It had tiny arms.
So what you
dinosaurs were built to be extinct if they didn't work together. And guess what? They didn't fucking work together, Mike. They didn't build a dinosaur society to where the woolly mammoth that has the trunk that can reach the high things in the trees can hook up the T-Rex, because the T-Rex is all pissy about his tiny arms, feels like he's got to be all bombastic and shit, and starts tearing down these herbivores.
I'm sure the T-Rex had a girlfriend who probably wasn't a T-Rex. So, you know, they got along too. Don't worry. If they were alive.
Trust me, dude.
Here they go.
A T-Rex is like Vladimir Klitschko, and then a Velociraptor is like Hayden Panettiere when they were married. It was like, wow, that doesn't seem like it works, but okay.
They would have figured out if they really were here. Too bad they weren't. No such thing as
I don't know. We'll have to put a pin in that to another day.
Ain't no pin in it. We ain't got to ever come back to it. You can leave it alone, because it makes no logical sense for the dinosaurs that ate plants, which we have abundance of on this earth, to be extinct. They have plants to eat themselves, and they have other one of them to reproduce. And no one can kill them. Your little guns. What would a gun do to a dinosaur? Dinosaurs
there
were
weren't
like
guns when there were dinosaurs, Mike.
Exactly. But even if the dinosaurs were
guns aren't the only thing that kill. Malnutrition kills, Mike.
They had plants. There were dinosaurs that ate strictly plants. And we
I know.
abundance of trees and plants.
What happens if they wandered into the fucking desert? They're gonna fall over and die.
They ain't gonna go to the desert. They smarter than that.
Oh, fuck you, Mike. They don't exist, but you know their IQ level. You're a real piece of shit for this.
Because if they did exist, they would be smart enough to know not to go to the desert, bro.
Oh man. I don't even know where to go from here.
It's nowhere to go. They're just make believe.
I'll tell you what, I lost my second toenail recently from that 4x4x48 challenge.
Ooh, that's disgusting.
Actually, it felt really good. It was both on my second, the closest to the pinky, what would be considered like your ring finger toe or whatever. It was like they kind of just hurt, and I was like, man, I don't know what's going on here. And then there was like the nails started to die. I'm like, I guess I just need to clip it when it starts coming out. And then it was like one of them just like one day came off, and there was like half a nail underneath already, and I was like, oh, that's what that is. Oh, maybe it'll be the same on the other one, because it's only those two toenails that were like jacked up. So that was exciting. That's exciting. That is as real as it gets, Mike. Toenails.
That doesn't sound exciting. That sounds disgusting.
Oh.
But I'm glad you don't have toenails. It'll
Okay.
go back, though.
You live in a house. That's not everybody does, but that's a good thing. What is your domain in your house? Is it the basement? Because you have a basement. Not a lot of people do. I guess more people do than don't. I'm just in California. I'm not used to it.
Yeah, because y'all have pools and stuff.
Yeah, that's our underground, is we fill it with water. That's how fucking asshole Southern California is. It's like, oh yeah, you guys use it for shelter. We use it to fill it with water and be leisurely. Fuck y'all.
Exactly. Fuck you, your basement for. You ain't covered. Ain't no storms and shit covered to beautiful sunny California. No need
storage. What, for the chips and towels? No, we're good.
Basement, but no, Cali's a beautiful place.
Well, for Californians, like the dude's domain is usually the garage. That's just kind of some people.
Your garage is pretty nice. Nice size.
It's a good size. It's not, in the best shape, but I'm gonna work on that. I actually started. Speaking of,
it's just you. I mean, you're just gonna be sitting there for what, 30 minutes at a time? Like, not like you're trying to watch a game in there, bro.
Yeah, well, I mean, I was actually trying to convince my buddy, because we just started mudding and taping his garage. He had some old crappy drywall. He had some drywall or walls that didn't have any. It was just studs. So he went and threw up some drywall, and then he's like, but I've never done like the taping part. So using some skills that I used to have, I was like, all right, well, let's do it together. And, I was like, dude, he wants to take out the big tank water heater and put one of those tankless ones in. I'm like, put a urinal right there. Like, you already got the water right there. You're in the garage. Like, you got a pool, have people come out, run into the garage, take a piss. They don't have to go in your house. Like, that's a beautiful thing. And he's like, no. I'm like, lame. Whatever. But drywall, like, we're doing it together. And, he's, he's not the best at it because he's never done it. But it's a bonding experience. And it's fun for me. I like being productive. So doing work is good.
Doing work is never a bonding experience for me. Leave me out of that shit.
I don't know. I will say we flipped the script, though, because we had to go get materials the other day. And so it's like, all right, let's hop in my car. We'll go. Do you want to go to Lowe's or Home Depot? They're both pretty close. Lowe's is a little closer. So Lowe's is just a white Home Depot. That's all it is. So we go there and we get our stuff, and I'm like, all right, we need this, we need this, we need this. Let's roll. And then we get to the register, and we completely flipped the script. We went, Lowe's, it's like, oh, okay, it's the white Home Depot. We're going to do it this other way, too. So here I am in my raggedy-ass jorts, ready to, like, get down to work, and then the Mexican dude's buying all the materials. And everybody's like, what the fuck is going on here, man? Like, it was pretty rad. It was pretty fun. pretty fun. But I mean, like,
nice
working hard in close proximity with somebody, and like especially if you're working on the same project or have the same goal, it's the closest that you're gonna be to like being in the proverbial trenches together. You know what I mean? Like going to war together.
No,
like
I understand what you're saying. I just don't want to do actual manual work. Like,
you don't have to do manual work. We're doing work right now. This isn't easy. It's fun, but
no, this is fun.
you know what I'm saying? Like it's still work.
I don't have to work to be myself. This is
exactly
natural habitat, buddy.
Yeah, we were actually kind of talking, and it was something that like he found, you know, whatever. So it feel necessary to reiterate it, but it's good in working and stuff like that. Like, you know, he was getting to a point where it's like, man, we're like 80% there, and he's like, that's pretty good. And it's like, nah, man, we got to do this all the way. Like, dig deep, you know, like find that thing.
Absolutely. No,
and then, you know, it's one of those things where it's like, it's good to have a chip on.
I just don't.
Yeah, it's good. Well, but we started talking about like, you know, other people and things of that nature, and being serious and you know, not using their let's see, how do I say this? Not being conscious of their attitude because they're frustrated it's not going their way. And it's like, listen, it's good to have a chip on your shoulder, but it's not good if it weighs you down. You know what I mean? And that's kind of just one of those things where that kind of conversation doesn't come up unless you're really expanding and working and letting you really free think when your body's concentrating on other things. And that's one of the things I really
working
love.
For an extended period of time and you need something to talk about, buddy.
It's great. And eventually you find those
joking
gems.
Conversation to a serious conversation.
But now the other thing too is he's going to have a skill after this, you know, like he's going to be able to do this by himself. And, you know, he worked his ass off.
You think that's how easy it just transfers?
Like, well, he's not going to be great at it
one time,
but he'll be
like, oh, I can do it myself.
Well, here's the thing: when you're doing drywall like tape and mud, you have to do like 3 different stages. You have to put it on, sand it, put it on, sand it, put it on, sand it. So by the end of the week, when we're done, he won't be great at it. But the next time he goes to do it, or if he has to do like a patch in the house, it's going to be exponentially better than it would have been otherwise.
Gotcha.
And then if he just does that more and more, he's going to get better and better at it.
Makes sense.
You know what I'm saying? It's fun to learn new things. I think we've touched on
it. Fun.
But I haven't really asked you.
Learn new things.
When did you learn how to drive? Not when did you get your license? When did you learn how to drive? When did you start driving?
Probably about 15. I started stealing my mom's car about 15. The very first time I tried to steal my mom's car, I was like 12.
What the fuck did we used to call that shit? Joyriding?
I didn't successfully steal it though. I didn't get it out the parking spot. But
by the way, that's the most adorable crime of all time. Joyriding. Joyriding. Like how can you fucking get in trouble for joyriding? It's like, come on, man. That's a slap on the wrist if I ever heard one.
No, you're right. I mean, I actually didn't even get in trouble.
So you tried to do it when you were 12. That didn't go well?
I didn't get out the parking spot. My mom had a big car, and I didn't understand cutting the wheel and all that stuff. So I was just.
So you didn't get caught? You just gave up?
Yeah, I mean, I eventually got caught because I hit the car in front of me and the back of me. So yeah, I got caught. Somebody told, you know. But
oh shit!
I ain't getting no real trouble or nothing like that. We were in the project, whatever.
But then you started going out like consistently when you were 15?
Yeah, then I started stealing it on a regular basis at 15. I even tried to steal my mom's car when she had a stick shift.
So funny enough, as I was going to ask, when did you learn how to drive stick? Like you just taught yourself? You learned on the fly?
Yeah, well, I learned. My homeboy had one, so he let us practice on his car, but the first time I actually like did it was learned on the fly by myself, my mom's car. Shit's crazy.
She goes to drive the next day, it's like she's like, what the fuck?
No damn clutch left in there when she goes to drive the next day.
It was
Burn
kind
that
of
shit off.
similar for me. I didn't start driving. Actually, I started driving at a very young age. Sorry, it was a different time. It's completely fine, but it's completely true as well. We had a back road in Palmdale to an AM/PM, which was like less than a mile away from the house.
So what's
So
the AM/PM before you keep going?
AM/PM is like a stop shop for Arco. It's like a gas station 7-Eleven.
Oh, a gas station. Okay.
It's a gas station 7-Eleven.
Gotcha.
And so my parents would frequently shop there for like all our food. Like not all our food, but it was like maybe once a month it was like we were getting milk and bread and stuff from AM/PM because that's just what it was. But every now and again, statute of limitation should be fine. Every now and again, it'd be like, hey, you want to sit on my lap and drive? Or once I got a little bit older, you know, like 10, 11, and actually had done it a couple of times without their hands on the wheel, it's like, you know, Dad's like, I've had a few too many, but you're pretty good at this. Here, you drive, I'll do the gas and the brake. We'll be fine.
Yeah.
I'll cruise it in the spot. You drive on the road.
But you feel accomplished after that, right?
Oh man, it was so much fun. It was great. It's like that was the first version of like the Tesla, the self-driving car. It's like, hey, keep your hands at 10 and 2 in case shit goes sideways, but it's fine. Let it go by itself.
Basically.
It'll get us there. Just kind of half pay attention. You'll be all right.
One of the greatest times of your life as a parent. Have you ever done that with Mick?
No.
Or it's too early?
It's too early. He's still 8. He'll be 9 shortly in a couple of weeks here. So we'll see. We'll see, but probably sometime soon take him to a parking lot and let him do something like that. But the problem with me is I'm so big that, you know, there's not a whole lot of room between me and the steering wheel. I'd have to get like
You're so big, bro. You're not that big anymore. Like you're talking about the old.
But I'm still like 6'3", and like normal cars, it's like I'm comfortable, but if you put another fairly decent sized human on me, it's gonna get cramped real quick.
Gotcha.
You know what I'm saying?
Totally understand.
But yeah, driving stick, it was kind of similar. It was like my homie had a stick shift Honda Accord piece of shit, and it was like
exact same car.
Yeah, it was like an early '90s Honda Accord. Yep. It was maroon. It was maroon.
My boys was white. Shout out to my man Suggs.
And yeah, so it was like we would just drive up and down our street. It was like go in a straight line. If it, you know, hopefully it won't get messed up. Like it was kind of like almost like we just upgraded from like if you had a skateboard or a bike and it was like, oh, let me try that real quick, and you give it a couple of goes and then give it back. It kind of just, once he got a car, it was like, okay, now that's what you get a couple of tries, and then if you do something that I think you're gonna fuck up my thing, then you can't do it anymore, you know. So I kind of learned a little bit that way. And then for work, we were working on the first Spider-Man with Tobey Maguire in it. And it was like I was working at a glass company, and it was our first like foot into the studios. And it was a Sony Studios picture, so it was like at the drop of a hat, we did anything they said because we wanted to keep the account. It was the first time, so it was like hop on it, and it was like, hey, they need these 20 pieces of glass cut and delivered right now. And it's like the shop was supposed to close 15 minutes ago, but I was the guy that was like, I'll do anything all the time. So I was like, okay, I'll cut them up. And I was like, wait, I just barely got my license like a few months ago, and I don't know how to drive a stick. And it was like, well, good thing you get to learn on a company truck and not your own car. So I drove this the little Mazda trucks with these, and it had glass racks on it. So it extends it out on the sides, and I've got this glass I've got to deliver to Culver City, and I'm down by LAX. So it's, you know, it's not the easiest traffic to maneuver. And after I did a few runs, stalled out a few times, it was like, okay, I think I know how to drive stick now. And then that was it. I just learned on somebody else's vehicle.
Don't cost you a new clutch. Cost them.
When'd you learn how to swim? Because I barely can still swim.
I learned swimming at a young age. My wreck had a pool, so you had to learn how to swim, man.
Yeah, mine was not. So it was kind of
like
just
a really
like
young age, probably like 6, 7.
Yeah, God, I wish. It was like I kind of barely half taught myself how to swim. It was like my buddy up the street got a pool when we were like 10, And then it was like we played Marco Polo. It was like 3 feet in the shallow ends on both sides, and in the middle it was 5. And so it was like as soon as I was tall enough, it was like I didn't need to learn how to swim. I just had to do it to get away from people. And then I just never really, like, I did body surfing in the ocean and stuff when I was a kid, but that's not really swimming. That's catching a wave, you know?
Body surfing.
Like, I'm not really good at swimming still, so I don't
You
know.
weren't scared to do that. That sounds scary. With sharks in the water.
Well, I almost drowned, but I've already told that story a couple of times, I think. Oh, anyway, other fun
wish you had
stuff.
some almost got eaten by a shark story.
Well, speaking of scary things to other people, I did stand up again on Sunday at Liquid Zoo. Shout out to whoever was at Liquid Zoo. That was a lot of fun.
The Liquid Zoo. That sounds like a place that I probably won't have fun at, but I'd go.
It's for drunk animals. It's a dive bar for drunk animals. It's appropriately named. But the interesting part about it was I got there. You got to get. It's just an open mic, so it's anybody can go sign up, and I go to sit by the bar to go over my notes, start writing stuff out, whatever. So I'm sitting catty corner to what is apparently I pick up on a first date, and it seems to be going okay. There's probably this like 7 chick with like a 5.5 dude. And the guy's a little bit bigger, so he kind of is doing the compensation thing with being super sweet and, you know, like playing that role. It's all good. All good. He's playing his game. So I'm kind of in and out of my notes, and like they're speaking loud enough to where I can hear them. I'm not trying to eavesdrop, even though I would have if I had to, because it was interesting. So they're kind of like, I don't know, like they're trying to decide, number one, if they're going to keep the date going, and number two, if they're going to stay here or go somewhere else, if they do decide to hang. And they're kind of mixing all of those things into the same conversation, so it gets a little muddied. And so the guy's just like, listen, she's kind of like, I don't really want to go anywhere else. Like, if we are going to keep this going, like, let's just hang here. So if you're cool with that, then let's hang. And so he gets up and he's like, I'm just going to go to the bathroom. Like, if you're cool as soon as I get back, like, we'll just stay here. So I'm like, all right, cool. So she goes and she's like on her phone or whatever. He gets back. And apparently, as soon as, like, she decided that they were officially going to be on their date now, she immediately goes into talking about how her ex-boyfriend used to physically abuse her. And, like, but she couldn't stay away. Like, yeah, I just kept letting him back in my life. And then eventually it was just like, it got really bad. And he was like beating the shit out of me to the point where, like, she kind of stops for a couple minutes. Like, okay, it's your turn. He's just kind of like, I give it to the guy because he had the best response. He's just like, well, I never had any exes as crazy as that. Just like, what the fuck am I going to say to you, you dumb bitch? God, you don't tell somebody that on a first date. And mind you,
the first date?
Here's the thing that just caught me off guard. After about a minute or two of this chick divulging something that nobody should really know until they know you, my man, I look over, he starts rubbing her leg for comfort, but kind of like also being sexual about it. I'm like, this is not the right time, man. Let her be vulnerable. Catch her.
That's the perfect time, my friend.
Bro, he's just like, oh, we're getting another drink in you, and we're getting the fuck out of here, girl. Oh, shit.
He's probably not going to call her after that, though, because he's going to remember those stories about the ex.
No, well, here's the thing. Here's the thing about this. Is this chick is obviously going to go back to this abusive piece of shit. At some point, like, it's, she's like saying it to this guy's face, like, basically, I'm trying the nice guy thing, but I'm gonna go back to what I need, what I think I need.
Exactly why my guy is trying to finish that deal.
So here,
on the
listen,
same night.
She's like, that's why I'm out with you. You're not gonna hurt me like that guy's gonna hurt me. All I'm saying is, at least throw that dude a courtesy bone. You know what I'm saying?
What?
give that guy a courtesy bone. You're never going to talk to this motherfucker again. Like, she is just using this guy to feel better about men in general. And then when this piece of shit starts being sweet again and those two things meet up, she falls back into the hole. The floor drops, the fucking booby trap, she's gone. But here's the thing. Don't give this guy a courtesy bone like, you're lucky to be with me. Bone this guy like the guy that smacks you. You know what I'm saying? Like, give him the good shit. Give him that rowdy sex. You know? The guy that treats you like a piece of garbage, like, you give him all your tricks. Hook up homie that's rubbing your leg when you're talking about being vulnerable. You know what I'm saying?
Yo, hey, yo.
Fucking put it down for this man.
Hey, yo, that is too funny, bro. That is way too funny.
Oh.
Shout out to that couple though. Everybody's gonna get what they wanted.
Hey, I hope I see him back at Liquid Zoo this fucking next week, and I'll fucking
see her with that. You will not see her with that same guy.
If I see her with a black eye and a smile, I'll know that her boyfriend's back.
Yo, you.
I know, I'm fucking terrible.
What if she's there next week with the boyfriend?
That's what I'm saying. I'll just be like, oh hey, heard about you. There's no way I wouldn't fucking address it when I got up to the stage, though. There's no fucking way I wouldn't address it.
You can't address it if you like some big hurley dude, because he might kick your ass.
Fuck that. That's the time to bring it up. Whatever. I mean, after the show, it might try and beat my ass, but, you know, whatever.
Yeah, but you gotta watch your jokes, man. You don't want him to leave some dude try to meet you
See,
outside,
but here's the thing about me in comedy. Like, a lot of people say, like, I want to make people laugh. I think most people want to get people to laugh. I want to get so fucking good at it that I can make people that don't want to laugh. That's my goal. And so I want to be able to get myself... My favorite thing is to get myself in a situation that I shouldn't be able to get out of and get out of it clean. And I can do that with words, but I got to get the skills down. So that type of situation I have to be comfortable with. And if I need to avoid an ass beating or two, you know, price of doing business.
The chances of the guy being bigger than you are about 35, 65, because you're a pretty big dude.
Well, I may not look like much now, but I'm drinking milk.
So you got a shot, man. I don't know, man. You sitting down, but you're about 6'3", 240, so.
What?
No, you're not 240 anymore. You're probably like 192.
I think I'm down to 195 because the lowest I got was I was 177. I was 177 when I did the 30 Days of Pain, and then like as of the Friday or Saturday, the 6th after May 30th, all the way up until like a couple days ago, I was like 202. So I was 25 pounds heavy, and then I weighed myself today and I was like 194. So I'm like, all right.
You're like skinny Brendan now. You're not 240 Brendan anymore.
No. I'm trying to hit that 185 pocket, that, you know, tight end stature. Because
you should go try out for like the Arena League.
I don't want to do that. I just don't. And by the way, it may look okay, but this is like, it's sore everywhere. It hurts. It's not great. But funny enough is the time when I feel the best is when I'm exercising. Like when everything's moving and like getting used, everything kind of loosens up just enough to where it's like, okay, this feels fucking good. And it's kind of funny because I had this conversation with my wife, like since I quit drinking, like a lot of times people associate like, oh, well, they're just addicts, so now they're addicted to the gym, which is usually the case. But in my, like for me, going to the gym it's a way to like get stress relief, number one. And it's like, I used to wake up every single day feeling like shit. And then I like stopped drinking and started eating kind of healthy. And I was like, oh my God, I feel fantastic. And I didn't barely even do anything. I just stopped treating my body like shit. So then I'm like, okay, what if I actually swing the pendulum the other way and start treating my body good? I'm like, oh shit, now I feel even better. So that's what I'm addicted to, is like feeling better, doing things that make me feel better and not feel like shit like I used to. It's like, oh, yeah. That, and for me, I love putting myself in tough positions like this 30 Days of Pain and all that 4x4x48 bullshit. So going to the gym, like I can mentally and physically test myself every single day within a 45-minute to like hour and a half period. You know what I mean? Like I could be like, I don't think I can get this next rep, and be like, the fuck you can't. Like, you know, like, and then do that and be like, okay, we conquered the bitch today. You know what I'm saying? Like,
That's what I'm talking about, bro.
so that's what I like about it anyway. You know what I like about sports? A lot of shit. But especially when people just have some good old-fashioned fucking fun. Did you see that? I forget what day it was. I think the Rockies were playing the Pirates, and two pitchers were playing a game of tic-tac-toe between innings on the mound. So the first pitcher goes out, the visiting team at the, you know, for first inning warm-ups, and he goes and draws a, you know, tic-tac-toe board on the mound, on the side or back of the mound or whatever. And he puts an X in one of the spots. And so they get out of the inning. Next pitcher comes up. He goes out for warm-ups. He puts an O in a spot, pitches the inning. And so they did that until they got a Cats game after, you know, 4.5 innings or what have you. So I thought that was good. Just some good old-fashioned fun. Haven't seen that one in a while. And I love that kind of shit. That being said, sticking to the MLB, I have a World Series prediction for you before the All-Star break. I think
Dodgers versus who?
Wrong. I think it's going to be a Subway Series, and I think the Mets are going to win the pennant. The whole damn thing, as Major League would say. The whole fucking thing. I'm smoking.
You see that?
Yeah, I would love to take a toke off what you're passing me, because you're the one smoking in this scenario.
I'm handing it to you now, huh?
Why? So I can feel comfortable with what I just said? I already do.
You ain't no feeling comfortable with that. That's why you need this week, because then you can have an excuse for that shit.
Okay. What?
Do you really think the Mets, with these broken down dudes who can't even get, you think Scherzer and them are gonna hold up?
Yes, because here's what's gonna happen: is
they have monster pitching, but they're not gonna score enough runs in October. Bueller, okay. Bueller, who's hurt right now, is gonna come back.
Yeah.
Who's hurt right now? And what's the other guy's name?
Oh, this chick's boyfriend? Oh, Trevor Bauer.
No.
That's the chick from Liquid Zoo's boyfriend is Trevor Bauer.
And they still got Clayton, who they're going to put in the bullpen. But no, they have other pitchers I can't think of right now. They got Ryu, whatever.
Hyunjin Ryu.
They got somebody else that they just got. But it doesn't even matter who's pitching. Have you seen the lineup?
Urias is pretty good.
And they have Urias. That's what they have, Urias. That's what I was looking about. They do with the goggles.
Yeah. I just listen, man. I'm not always right, but sometimes on these long shots, I'm pretty goddamn close.
Are good pitchers. They ain't good pitchers going against the Dodgers with a DH. Bro, that lineup is. I don't care who's pitching.
When the Dodgers go up against good pitching, they get rattled. If they can't hit within the first couple innings, they get rattled. That's how they've lost in the playoffs before. Every year that everybody's like, nobody's beating the Dodgers and the Dodgers lose, it's because if they don't hit off a good pitcher in the first couple innings, it's like their mental goes way down.
They didn't have Mookie. They've had Mookie 2 years. They won the pennant for one. Listen.
Exactly.
Mookie is the difference maker, bro.
Yeah, he can be.
Mookie is the difference maker. Well, and the other one they got hurt. Mookie is the difference maker.
So who do you think is going to be in the World Series? Dodgers and who?
Right now, I don't know in the AL because I'm not really. The Red Sox are trying to make a run, but I think the Yankees are pretty good. I don't know about their pitching, though. I don't think their pitching is going to hold up.
Yeah, Severino's going to be a tough thing to deal with if he keeps up what he's doing. I don't know.
Yeah, but he never keeps it up for the whole season. And who they have behind Severino?
Well, they got Garrett Cole, who got racked for the first time the other day, and they made such a big fucking deal out of it. It's like, oh, yeah. Like, Tiger Woods doesn't make the cut every time. He just does 98% of the time. You know what I'm saying? Like, fucking, he's going to have a bad outing.
In the playoffs last year, he got rocked, too. He got rocked in the playoffs last year.
Yeah, but 5 home runs in one game. It's like, okay, well, normally you don't leave a pitcher in after they give up 2 or 3, so you just left him in. Okay. And not for nothing. Yankee Stadium's easy for bombs.
Houston is always good, and Verlander's out. He'll be back. Houston might come up. Houston is damn always good. That sucks because they're fucking cheaters.
But not anymore, supposedly. Like, when's the redemption story coming? As soon as Altuve's gone? He's got to be gone?
I don't know if a redemption story is coming.
I think Altuve's got to be gone. Because
they got championships. Hell, they need a redemption story for. They ain't take the championships away. Oh,
well, speaking of not getting championships, this PGA versus LIV is getting real saucy, man. So the first LIV golf tournament just went off in London, the inaugural London tournament, and Charles Schwartzel, who is he's a vet on the tour. He's, a top 25 guy. He made $4.75 million in 4 days for winning a golf tournament, which, mind you, this is prior to all of the heavy competition coming in, because this was almost like a freebie. It was like there was like 6 people that could have legit won this tournament, and one of them did. So it's like, oh, this was easy pickings right off the bat. You know what I'm saying? So we'll see what happens there. It's interesting, though, because
the MLB guys are like, bro, shut up. We're tired of hearing about it. Y'all take a spotlight off us. Y'all take it away from us. And they're like, yeah, we can't stop talking about it. They're passing out money like hotcakes over there, buddy.
Well, I kind of, it's interesting. And like the PGA has banned 17 former members of the PGA Tour and said outright, like, if anybody goes over and plays in any tournaments, not that they're all in Saudi Arabia, like that was in London, they're international tournaments, they're all over the world. If anybody goes and plays, you're never allowed back. You're banned as well. And, some people are like, really? Like, is that what you're going to do here? And all it is at the end of the day is they don't want to be their brand associated with that money. So it's just a company decision. It's a business decision. It's nothing else than that. They just don't want their brand to be associated with.
No, they're hating. They're trying
Saudi
to stop
Arabian money.
But they're also trying to stop people from getting money.
Yeah, but here's the thing, that the PGA, at first that's what I thought, which I still think that's a good portion of it, probably 2/3 of it.
I mean, but it's nothing wrong with that. It is a business.
But the additional part that I heard that I liked was whoever the PGA president, the person that's kicking all these people out, they had a follow-up interview like this last week, and he was like, listen, if they want to go get the money, good for them. We just don't want them coming back. We're never going to pay somebody else for somebody to play in our tournaments, and that's how they're going to operate. We're not going to do that. And guess what? If they get 20% of the field, regardless of how good they are, you're only going to have that same 20% playing each other in like round robin style tournaments. It's going to get boring as shit if they can't add in new talent. So the PGA is also holding out as, we're this respectable foundation or institution that has been doing certain things certain way for a long time. People will be loyal to us, and you will fizzle out in the long run. So they're taking kind of a hard stand, like, fuck you guys, let's go then. You want put up your dukes, bitch.
If they started taking names, it would happen. That's the only thing about it. They aren't going to take the names.
They're going to take some. They're going to take some. But it's one of those things.
The people who have names are going to make money because they win tournaments. So they're not, you know what I mean?
Well, here's what's interesting is Phil Mickelson is playing in the U.S. Open this week. And I'm just curious if he's coming back to play in like a tournament or two, and then he's going to be like, yeah, okay, now I'm going over to the LIV thing, and I'm gone now. Like, I wonder if, because he's just going to be like, okay, let me play in the last couple tournaments I want to, and then I'm peacing out and going over there. I think
probably
he's probably going to do that. That would be my guess. Also, my guess for the U.S. Open is I'm going heavy on Sung Jae Im. Heavy. I got to talk to the wife about what we can do with it.
Koepka's going to win, bro.
Koepka? He could. He's a bit of a head case these days, but I like Sung Jae Im. I think Kevin Na going over to the LIV league has opened up bright shining spot for an Asian competitor, and this is his time to shine. I think he knows that.
Because Kevin Na is smart, and we're going to get this money.
Maybe. And then as a backup pick, I like Jordan Spieth at 28-1.
I like Tiger Woods, man.
Tiger Woods, y'all. I wouldn't put it past Victor Hovland, by the way, as just an outside. He's actually probably at like 18-1 or 16-1. So he's more favored than the guys I picked. But I wouldn't be surprised if that little fuck snuck into the top 3 and was there on Sunday when it mattered. So that's just a not for nothing. Or you can burn me at the stake for making you burn money. Mm-hmm. I don't know. Oh, well, you're not burning money. We're not wiping anything off, but you're going to be shaving this upcoming week. Probably weekend, huh?
Yes, I'll probably do it on the weekend whenever the razor gets here, man.
Yeah, you got your equipment on the way. You got the first half of the equipment. The second half is arriving shortly.
I keep a razor that'll get me down, but I don't have one that'll get me close.
You have one that gets you down, but not one to get you tight. I like that. All right. I can't wait.
You should have took your free $800, man. See if you'd have bet on those Warriors, like I told you when they were plus 875. Put your 100 on them. You'd be clearing 875 tomorrow.
Here's the thing. I have to honestly ask myself if the opportunity arose and you were like, fuck, all right, man, you give me $800, I'll shave myself. I would have to contemplate that. So instead of betting money and winning this, instead, like, this is a better prize anyway for me.
Because you still would have won this. This was just only a one series bet. But I'm talking about when you were thinking about betting, but you were like, $875 ain't worth it. Now that it's about to pay out, $875 is nothing to sneeze on.
That's true. But you shaving yourself and telling me about it in the world, that shit's priceless, bro. Priceless.
Oh, you still were going to win that anyway, because I still was going to take the Luka bet. And if it's all one game. You won this by the even though it ended in 5, it's one game. If they win game 2 when they were up 20, this is a whole different series. But Luka's going to get him a star, and he'll be back next year, buddy.
Yeah, next year is fine. We'll see what happens. We'll see if Brunson's still there. He won't be. He'll be in New York probably, but we'll see.
They'll find somebody.
Hey, man, I got to say, listen, dude, I found my second dingleberry the other day in the shower. Like,
whoa, that's disgusting.
Yeah, it was super gross. I hate it, and you know how that bothers me. Just because it's like, I don't know how long it was there, and that's what bothers me about it. So this weekend, while you're shaving from the neck down, I'm going to shave my asshole out of solidarity so I don't get any dingleberries anymore. Because I'm with you, my brother, on everything.
No dingleberries, my guy. Shout out to No Dingleberry.
All right. Dax Dingleberry is going to try and make a comeback.
We will make a comeback.
The Dingleberry King.
Oh, this year we will be making a comeback.
What you watching these days, my man?
Nothing new, same shit. I don't have anything.
Are you getting towards the end of anything, or have some mid-season reviews? Either definitely check this out or definitely avoid this.
I don't have anything I'm getting to the end of yet. I don't think. And I started watching Snowfall. Because I didn't watch the season, so I just started that. So,
did you finish the Circle? Have you been watching that?
Hell no, I didn't even start it. I brought it up, but I didn't even start watching it.
Oh, right on.
Between work and other shit and sports, I haven't really been sitting watching. But it's about to be fully summertime, so come the next couple weeks, I'll be watching a lot of shit because there'll be no more basketball on after. I think they're probably going to end it tomorrow. So I mean, well,
I got my buddy who's an associate producer on some of these shows. He said that there's one coming out on ABC that's kind of like Big Brother that he worked on, and I think it's coming out this summer. So I'll have to ask him. I'm gonna go work out with him this Friday.
I think you might be talking about the one the famous people one.
Is it on already? I don't think it's a celebrity.
I don't know. I thought like it's like a Big Brother. Well, it's not. It's like they got a whole bunch of people in there that are supposed to be living in a house like Big Brother, and they're supposed to be trying to figure out who their like celebrity family member are. So We don't know the person who's actually on the show.
Maybe that's it. I don't know. I'll have to ask him. But he also just got done filming the Ultimatum season 2.
Yeah, then that's the show then, because it's the same producers. They said that on the commercial. So.
Okay, there you go. So yeah, hey, anybody, I'll figure out what the fucking show's called. But yeah, check that thing out. My homie worked on it.
Yeah, it's probably gonna be a good show because it's like famous people's like cousins and shit like that.
Yeah. Okay.
And you gotta like figure out. I guess the person who wins is the person who figures out who everybody is.
Oh, dude, I gotta ask him. I'm gonna work out with him this Friday. I gotta ask him, like, if I can give any teasers on here for like the stuff, because he's indulged some information to me about
how much can I pay
like
to get on these shows.
Well, no, it's one of those things that were the process. I asked him about the process. He's like, I'm not involved in that crap. But like, he gave me some juice on Love is Blind, like the new season on that, and the Ultimatum. Like, the Ultimatum, like, initial twist is pretty good. And I'm like, oh, shit. Okay, yeah, they stirred up right off the bat. It's not like, hey, isn't Ultimatum the first season of it? It's the first time
yeah, they come out with a new one.
Okay, so the new one, it's like, instead of like, hey, season 1 worked, let's just do that for 3 or 4 seasons and then we'll switch it up. They're switching it up right off the bat for season 2, and it's like, oh, it's instantly better already if you like it. Mm-hmm. So that's what's up.
I don't know if I liked it, but I was intrigued because it's a fucking wild concept.
Dude, the concept gets even wilder this next time around.
The wildest part of the concept for me is the whole, like, you want us as males to remain friends as they are sleeping next to my, like, no, in real life, like, that wouldn't happen. Like, I just don't see how men get along. And
I could
like, that whole drinking together, like, 3 days after you've been with my girl, I'm going to try to punch your whole face off, bro. Like, I ain't even thinking about this girl that I'm shacked up with, because all I'm thinking about is the fact that you're shacked up with my girl. Well, every time I see you, all I'm going to see is red.
Listen, like, it's like everybody they go on all these dates next to each other. All I'm saying is that everybody would have to sit on the floor by the time the show was over, because I'd have broken all the chairs over motherfuckers by then. There wouldn't be one place to sit in the house. They're like, this one's metal. I don't give a fuck.
And agreeing to go is one thing, but you're not gonna like make me watch it or do it in front of me. Like, if we agree to go, yeah, but I ain't trying to see her on no date.
I'm trying to be on separate islands.
We need to be.
Like, I need a body of water between us, so I know that you won't accidentally walk or run away and try and find me or something. Like, you need to not have access to me, and I need to not have access to you, because if I catch something, some shit's going sideways.
Yeah, that's why I don't go. I mean, I probably would never have agreed to no shit like that.
No, hell no. I'd be like, you know what I would agree to? I'd be like, yeah, okay, and on the day, I just wouldn't show up and be like, that bitch is by herself.
Yeah, like the concept of it, if they told me, like, if they truly explain the concept, there's no way I'm like, yeah, let's do that.
People are like actively pursuing it. It's insane to me. Insane.
Yeah, because a lot of these people are probably not really in a place where they want to get married. It's just like for the free.
Well, a lot of them are just young, and they're like, okay, cool, we'll do this.
Like 24, 25, and I'm like, you probably shouldn't even be signing up to get married yet anyway. So go ahead and prove to yourself that you shouldn't be doing what you're about to do anyway. So
100%. So I want you to pump the brakes on this just for a second. Let me do a quick little review. I did watch Hustle, the Adam Sandler joint on Netflix, and I watched it in 3 pieces. Because it is a fairly long movie and my time is a little crunched these days. But
Whatcha was okay.
Overall, I want to say it was entertaining. It absolutely was entertaining. There's a training montage sequence that's right in the heart of the movie, right in the sweet spot of like 1 hour. And I love the fact that they were on this for like 10 minutes. It wasn't, or an extended period of time, it felt like. It wasn't just like we're going to flash to this, like a highlight reel. It was like they stuck on it. They made you sit in it with this dude. Like, fucking come on, man. Like, we can't move on to the next part of the story until you get your shit together, man. So let's go. So you're like rooting for him in the heat of it. So that was extremely well done, where that was timed, and the fact that they let it, like, you know, they let it simmer. They let it sit. They let you feel how hard he was working, and how hard Adam Sandler was coaching him, and all this kind of like it was very well done in that sense, and that very specific part of the movie as well. That being said, I really, really enjoyed it. It tailed off towards the end, so unfortunately, the middle third was the best part of the movie, which is never really a good sign. So yeah, I mean, I think I would give it like a 7 out of 10 if we were doing that. I would recommend. I would say I recommend it.
Pretty good actor. I've seen clips, so.
Dude, yeah, it seemed like they got somebody who could legit, play. So.
No, that dude who played the role is an NBA player.
No, I know that, but it was like even in the crazy skills training montages, it's like, oh shit, that's fucking impressive. Like, even if you only trained on doing this for the movie, like, what you're doing is fucking impressive, man.
Yeah.
So that being said,
the NBA, but he can act. I didn't know he was that good of an actor.
So that being said, I text you like, hey, do you watch Hustle or whatever? And you text back, nah, I saw it was produced by LeBron and Maverick, so I cut it off. And I want to ask you first and foremost, like 3 to 5 minutes, I think it's exactly at the 5-minute mark, actually, now that I'm recalling it, is when it flashes up producers LeBron James and Maverick Carter. Is that when you cut it off?
Yes.
Okay, so you didn't know so you started it and legit was like, oh, fuck this, turned it off. As they're showing the airplane montage.
I don't support the LeBron Maverick endeavors. Fuck that. I'm a Bulls fan. It just goes way deeper than that, buddy.
So what is the deep cut, Mike? Is it because I know it goes deeper than the decision
every time, and they compare him to Jordan? Like, I don't want none of that shit happening. So to hell with LeBron James. He's a great person, though.
See, that's the thing I don't get about you is you support him as a person because of everything he does for the black community and the leadership that he shows.
And he shows up as a great dad.
Yeah,
I support all that.
He's a great role model for the black community, for any community really, but as somebody that you can call your own, he's fantastic. That being said, why you gotta hate on a movie just because he produced it?
Because that ain't got nothing to do with who he is as a person. It's just a movie. Help put more money in his pocket. Guess what I'm not gonna do? Help do that. He got enough, and to hell with him because he beats the Bulls. To hell with LeBron, the basketball player.
What's your deal with Maverick Carter? Because he produced the decision, that was his idea?
No, he just LeBron's homie, so to hell with him.
So fuck him too? Guilty by association.
There you go, buddy.
It does sound like that guy kind of runs all the shitty production entertainment ideas. Although this seemed to come together. But I read a little back article when you're like, fuck those guys. I'm like, okay, I need to find out what Maverick Carter did. And I was like, oh, this is not that bad of a guy. I don't know. Made some poor decisions like that decision, but that's about it. I don't know. Oh, well, all right, dude. It's been a fun episode. It's been a great week. I think I'm going to see you next week. So that's going to be exciting. Going to go to the Beast Coast to see some friends. And remind me to tell you, this week, the Spotify playlist is Roddy Ricch and Tina Turner. And
Free Roddy. He just got out of jail, so shout out to Roddy.
What happened to him? Because I just heard something that happened yesterday.
Oh, no, he just got out like a couple days ago. So
was that for the automatic weapons thing?
I think so.
Oh, he was like in New York and had an automatic weapons, blah, blah, blah?
Yeah, when you can't have guns in New York, dumbass rappers.
Well, I'm not going to leak this because there was it wasn't Roddy Ricch, but somebody he's close to was involved in something that I was like, I wonder if this is going to make it on TV. And I haven't checked, but I'm like, interesting. Okay, Roddy Ricch is on the playlist this week. And Tina Turner's just a fucking badass, so there you go.
Turner.
Oh. All right, everybody. Well, thanks for joining us this week, and join us every week if you can. Make sure you follow us on Instagram. I'm at Brendala7. Mike is at BlackIrish213. We are at BlackIrishPod. We have fun on there. I post up whenever I'm gonna go do I'm gonna start posting when I'm going to do stand up and crap like that. We'll post all these funny things. And do us a favor.
Haircut.
Hey, yeah, we're getting trimmed up. We're getting I like to call it shaded. Shaved and fade. Shaded. Getting shaded. So we're gonna be doing that this weekend, looking good. What else was I gonna say? I was gonna say something. Oh yeah, share. Dude, we've been getting a lot more listeners and viewers, whatever. Hit that subscribe button. I know it's silly. I know it sounds stupid, but it's just because you are a fucking forgetful person and you will forget to download it. So just let your phone download it for you. And if you feel like going in and reaching in, we'll be there for you, just like we are each and every Thursday. So be sure to share it with somebody. Even if you want to say, hey, I really hated this thing that they said, tell somebody about it. It's fun. Open up the doors of conversation, all right? Well, Mike, I love you so much, and I can't wait to see you. I'm very excited.
Love you too, my guy. Be safe out there.
All right, everybody be good to each other. And until next time, peace.